Duck.
So we are talking about the movie SWAT, Under Siege, a 2017 action movie directed by Tony Giglo. Now this one stars Sam Jaeger, Michael J. White and Adrienne Palacki. Now the story here is very, very reminiscent of Assault on Precinct 13. We have a group of SWAT officers basically go to this dockyard where they find out there's this guy being held in this box, some kind of mystery man played by Michael J. White. He's obviously in some kind of like trouble there. They take it back to the precinct, and then there's wave upon wave of these kind of mercenary bad guys that want to essentially get information that Michael J. White's character has on him. So essentially they cut off all the communication, so these SWAT members are literally on their own, fighting there for their lives. Can they survive? Or will the bad guys obviously get to their targets? You have to watch the movie to find out. There are a couple of little twists in here. I say they're relatively obvious. You can kind of like, I think if you're quite smart, you can kind of guess what's going to happen in regard to certain character reveals. Overall, I thought this was quite a fun film. It is a kind of quite fast-paced action film with some kind of quite likeable sort of characters. They might not be the most fleshed out. They are still quite kind of likeable characters. Sam Jaeger's kind of main commander of the SWAT is kind of a nice sort of salt of the earth type, sort of grounded leading man, and Michael J. White is obviously playing this kind of super badass who sort of teams up with the cops to defend this kind of compound. Yes, they're all a little bit cliche. The action is somewhat bloodless. There is a little bit of blood here, but it does seem to kind of pull back just a little bit on kind of a sort of realistic gore. But nonetheless, it's kind of like quite a fun action film. It reminds me of action films that I used to get in the kind of the 90s. I forgot, it has that sort of feel to it. It does have a bit of a sort of a TV vibe to it. You do feel like you're watching like a pilot episode of a TV show, like a featured episode. But nonetheless, there are some sort of fun sequences. The one issue that I had with this more than anything else was some of the dialogue. Some of the dialogue here is really cheesy and on the nose. I mean, it's very kind of like the stilted and unrealistic kind of like posturing type dialogue that you just simply wouldn't say in real life, and that you only ever see on sort of TV shows and kind of and things like that, like in the 90s, for example. But if you can kind of get past that kind of like the cheese factor and maybe some of the more on the nose elements to it, you might enjoy this film. It's certainly a solid, if not spectacular, action film with kind of likeable, if not cliche, characters and some fairly decent sort of action set pieces. And there are a fair few kind of like martial arts and fist fights on display. I mean, that's what you're going to get if you've got Michael J. White in your film, isn't it? Let's be honest. Overall, I'd say this is worth a watch. I would give this one a 6 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.